When I came to Shawnee Alliance, I was hot and I was cold. On Sundays, I would be hot for Jesus, because Jesus has been my Savior for a long time. But then when I'd go into the world, I would be cold. Don't reach out and kind of be someone different. When I came to church, or when I was in my car, when I was at home, it was just easy to be part of, to be with God, to worship, to pray. Cold was not necessarily that I was refusing to do something. It was I had no idea that it was available because I wasn't in tune to what was going on. For some reason, whenever I went out to the grocery store or went out to work or went anywhere, I wasn't necessarily looking for the opportunities that were there in front of me. And so finally, in January of 2018, I decided that hot and cold wasn't enough, and that I would just start saying yes to Jesus every day. And I don't know what it was that pushed me there, but it was something that I just, from attending here at Shawnee Alliance over 2 years, had been working on me, that every day I would start by saying yes to Jesus. And with that came a lot of uncomfortableness. First of all, just saying yes to Jesus every day, my goal was to read for 15 minutes and to study and to get into the Word and to pray. And it was amazing how easy it was to hit the snooze button and not do those 15 minutes. But as I got better at it, as I continued to do it, I realized that I needed other spots to continue to branch out. The next thing that God pushed me into, because He continued to push me, was He asked me, Will, I want you to go to a class that's going on at Shawnee Alliance about hearing me better and praying. And I remember going to that, and I remember going through the process and how awkward it felt to pray for somebody, but yet how rewarding it was. And I remember just starting to actually get in touch with the Spirit, and the Spirit starting to guide me, because that was not something that was part of me before. And that was something that was different here at Shawnee Alliance, something that they took me to that spot. And I remember praying and asking them to pray for my family, and just the power that was given to me through that, and how I left there and just went home, and how I was ready to start to lead my household. So that comes back around, because God doesn't just make us uncomfortable just for any reason. He makes us uncomfortable because He wants to see us grow. And just a couple months later, I ran into someone that I worked with, and she came up to me and she had explained to me that she was just diagnosed with cancer. And to see the look in her eyes and the way she came to me, because I had to have been one of the first to know, and to know that she came to me with that, and that was just so powerful and so humbling, that I just wanted to reach out to her and support her. So she's telling us, and we're asking a lot of questions, she's telling me a lot about what's going on. And we're just sitting there and talking, and I can feel the Spirit talking to me. Will, pray for her. Will, you have to pray for her. And to be honest with you, I'm ignoring it with everything I got. I am not doing anything with it. I don't want to touch it. This is scary. I've never done this before. This is a new thing for me. And I just keep hearing, Will, pray for her. Will, pray for her. And I just keep thinking, God, I'll pray for her. I'll make sure I do it when I'm at home. I'll keep her in my prayers. But I just kept hearing that and kept fighting it. So finally at the last minute, I just looked at her and said, can I pray for you? She absolutely said I could. And I remember praying for her, and to be honest with you, I don't remember a word that I said. I just know that we were praying for patience and peace and all the things that comes with God. And we were done, and I gave her a hug, and we moved on. And that was just so impactful to me, because that was the first time that I felt like I stepped outside of who I was and embraced Jesus and the Spirit and God and shared it with someone else. But it just showed me how God can work through us, and we can be a conduit if we're willing, and if we'll work through the uncomfortableness that comes. I was baptized as an infant, and so that had been good enough. And every time we did baptism, we'd go through, and I just remember that feeling in you that would just be like, you want to do this, get baptized, get baptized. I just pushed it off probably, 8 times. And I just always chuckle because if God will chase you down if he wants you to do it. He'll keep after you. And you can't just say no and get away. When you are hot for him, he will use you and he will continue to look after you and go after you. Finally, towards the end, or the last baptism that we had, I went and got baptized, and Pastor Daniel did it. And I just remember that getting baptized, it was uncomfortable to do it, to put yourself out there, going in front of people. I was worried about having to share my testimony. I was worried about having to have the church be there watching. But I will tell you, that's what the most powerful part of it is too, is putting yourself out there, sharing your testimony and what you're going to do for God, and then having your family there. But it also just really filled me, and it just feels like it's kind of put me in that path where now I'm ready for missions. Now I'm ready to spread the word. Now I'm there to further the kingdom. About 18 months into this journey at work, all of a sudden, I just had people coming up to me like crazy saying, "Hey, there's something different about you. What's going on?" You know, and wanting to know what's going on. And at first, I was like, well, I'm just more experienced and I know what I'm doing, and I don't think I've really changed anything. And to be honest with you, I don't think I changed anything. I think God changed it. I think God started to shine through me. So by waking up every day and saying yes to Jesus, I am still uncomfortable every day. Every day I go out there into the field, the mission field, and I'm looking for opportunity, but it's uncomfortable. And even though I've had these successes, or I've been able to reach out and do these things, it hasn't gotten any easier to do it. I've gotten to the point now where I just say yes. Because if I say yes right away, then I'm committed and I do it. God will use it how God needs to use it. And he will speak to whoever he needs to speak to. And I just have to be willing to do that. To be honest with you, I think God has challenged me more to get more, to push me farther, and has put people in my life to try to build to further his kingdom. I don't have a secret answer for it. I don't know what the answer is to powering through when you're feeling uncomfortable, other than just to put one foot in front of the other and believe and know that God has a plan for you, and he will work all things together for your good and for his glory. God has put me in spots to mentor people. He's put me in spots to pray for people. He's put me in spots to lead for people, to just step out and make a difference, to share my story and to teach. I'm just so blessed and so thankful and so transformed.